tried, the traditional corporate route. I've given it a good fucking go. You know what I mean?
Like, give me a story. Give me an example. Like, what was a corporate route you tried that just it didn't stick? Wasn't a good fit?
I mean, the last job that I had was this marketing agency, and very small agency, owned and operated by one of the most interesting white women I've ever met in my life, who was so well-intentioned. She's so liberal.
Okay.
So liberal. And essentially, my being let go from the agency was based on my time off request for my wedding.
Okay.
And my honeymoon. She knew when she had hired me that I was getting married that following year.
Okay.
When I was getting married, how much time I would need off. And she was also someone who was single, lonely, childless. God, I hope she sees this. Single, lonely, childless,
was she a
always
mature woman?
dreamed and
Okay.
Yeah, that I didn't want to mention that because I don't want to be ageist or anything like that, but she's just a miserable fuck, right?
Okay.
Who always talked about this desire to get married, have children, so on and so forth. So it's like, now that it's my time to do that, like, is this jealousy coming up for you? Like, what is this? Yeah. So she and I had a rift about my time off request. And, keep in mind, like, I lived in the Bay Area at the time. We worked in tech. All of our clients were tech companies, major tech companies. So as a part of, my benefits, I had unlimited PTO that I hadn't taken advantage of. I had been working like crazy hours for like 6 months straight for one of our tech, clients that we had at the time. And as soon as I submitted my time off request, like, our dynamic changed, the way she, treated me changed. And then I was logged into her email one day, sending out new business emails.
On her behalf.
On her behalf.
Oh, okay.
She knew, we all had her password. There were only 4 of us at the agency.
Oh, it's just...
So she knew... This is the thing that always boggles my mind when I think about this story, but she knew that I was logged into her email, sending out these emails. And because I was sending these emails, I needed to be in the draft tab. So she was drafting up an email to her friend who was essentially acting as our HR professional about this time off request. And she had kept a tally of all the time I had taken from the office, like for like dentist appointments. I remember my wife had gotten sick, one day, and this is me like being gone for like an hour or two at the time or whatever the case was but she was trying to build a case for why I couldn't have, or why she didn't want to grant my time off request.
Okay.
So I confronted her about it.
Okay.
So, the Karen came out and, she became a victim, and then there was a question about my integrity for reading her emails. That was
part of your job.
I was doing my job.
Yeah.
You forgot that you asked me to do this specific task.
Yeah.
And I was logged into your email and I saw it. And I told you I saw it. Yeah. I confronted you about it immediately.
Yeah.
So where's so all of a sudden I didn't have any integrity, and I was this and I was that and so on and so forth. So yeah. So I was let go. That was the last corporate job I had.
And then you went into fashion.
No. So I've gone back and forth. So I started initially I went to Morehouse. I went to
I'm familiar in Atlanta.
Yeah, I went to Morehouse in Atlanta, went to an HBCU, graduated, moved back to LA, and I immediately started my career in PR and marketing. So I did the agency thing for about 3 years. And, I just wasn't fulfilled. I worked for some pretty great agencies. I had an amazing boss. He and I are still really good friends today. He's, made me all types of money. He's, I don't know if I should say what company he works for because I don't want to get him in any trouble. But he works for a food brand. Wow.
That's all right. You got a case.
Right. He works for a major food brand that I've partnered with several times to do corporate cooking classes. I've done recipe development for them, like all types of things, but did the agency thing for 3 years, and I wasn't fulfilled in PR and marketing. So, I'd always been passionate about. Thank you so much.
Hey, for those who can't see this, podcast, but Brandon, our head of production, just